Welcome back with a smiling face. Links to previous episodes are given in the video description, so don't forget to like, subscribe and share the video. Chains of Destiny. Episode 2. Chapter 12. I heaved a deep breath as Damon lifted me down to the horse. I can feel his eyes staring deeply at me and I don't have the courage to counter his eyes. I looked away and settled my eyes on the village we visited. I saw houses made from rocks and hardwoods. "Good afternoon, Alpha Damon and Luna Athena," an old man approached us. "It's nice to see you again, Rodin," Damon greeted Rodin. Damon seems to know this old man by the way he greets him with pleasantries. "The villagers are now waiting for you, Alpha," I heard Stone say to Damon. Damon nodded and held my wrist to walk. I was shocked at first, but I managed to get myself together. I probably look dumb. Why am I always startling whenever he's making a move on me? This is ridiculous. Everyone bowed and greeted us when we entered their place. This place must be their meeting hall or something. The villagers are all here and they are all warm to us. Damon walks in front and greets everyone. I watched him as he talks to all the villagers in a polite manner. Even in his strong demeanor he can look nice to everyone, and maybe this is how he loves his kingdom. This is how he loves his people. From here, I can see his will to take good care of his people. I swallowed hard when my heart started to pound hard inside my chest. I did not run or do anything that would make my heart pound this fast. I only stare at Damon and hear my heart beating so fast, more than I could imagine. What is this? Do I like him? How can I like him when he is the reason why I am locked in here? Why I am in this strange place? I felt something on my stomach when his eyes met mine. I feel like I was catching my breath. His eyes are staring right into me, and I can't help but admire him. "Anna," I called Anna beside me. She glanced at me. "I wanna pee," I whispered. "All right, Luna. I'll just inform Alpha Damon," Anna said. I nodded and waited for her. I saw her walking towards Damon. Damon looks at me as Anna whispered something to him. He said something to Anna and Anna nodded in return. He said to make it faster, Anna said to me. I nodded. Anna walks first before I followed her. I can feel Damon's eyes on me, but I stop myself from glancing at him. "This is their restroom, Luna," Anna pointed to the restroom. I locked the restroom and stared at the mirror. I look so flush. Why? Why am I feeling this? My only goal is to escape. Escape this place and find my mother. I should focus on that. But, why does my heart look for something else? I bit my lower lip and started peeing. I flashed the toilet and an idea came up to me. I looked around the restroom and saw a small window from above. I swallowed hard. I wanna escape, right? Forget whatever I am feeling and escape, right? I nodded to myself. This is not the life you wanted, Athena, so you must stick with your plan. I speedily stepped up to the toilet so I could reach the window. I opened the window and check if there was someone out there. When I make sure that there is no one, I tried my very best to climb up and fit myself into that small window. I almost screamed when I fell to the ground. My hip hurts. I stood up and look around, checking if someone sees me. I sighed heavily and started walking somewhere. I don't know where I am headed, but the important thing is to escape. That's all that matters. I was walking for about 10 minutes, but the only thing I could see are the trees and tall grasses. Where am I? It looks like a rainforest to me. I stopped walking. I successfully escaped, but I didn't know where I am going. I don't even know where my mother is. Should I go back? But what if Damon already found out that I sneak out? He'll surely punish me. No. I won't go back. I shook my head and continued walking but stopped again when I heard something behind the tall grasses. The nervousness came rushing down my system. What was that? I looked at that grass and decided to go nearer. I swallowed hard as I go nearer. I was about to peek behind the grass when something came out of it. A rabbit. I heaved a deep breath. I almost fainted. I was about to leave the place when I heard a growl behind me. I was petrified and slowly turned around to see what is and screamed loudly when I saw that it was a huge wolf. I whispered to myself as I stared at the wolf. It has brown fur, large, and fangs peeking at its mouth. It looks dangerous. It's growling to me. My hands turned cold when it started to step toward me. Please, spare me, I nervously begged. I didn't think of the possibility that I might encounter a dangerous wolf. Because I thought all the wolves here are harmless like the villagers or Damon. Then I remember Brittany's discussion with me last time. We have wolves that are not protected by any laws means they maybe left the pack or were kicked out by the pack. They are called rogues. They are dangerous. They might kill for vengeance. Or just because. I stared at the huge wolf in front of me. Then, it might be a rogue. Fear consumed me. It surely won't hesitate to kill and eat me. This can't be happening. Tears fell in my eyes as the wolf started to get near me. Is this really my end? What about my mother? Then, I remember Damon. Why am I thinking about that man in this situation? Even in my death, he won't leave my mind. But, I know, Damon is the only person I know who can help me. I fell down as I stepped back and heard the wolf's loud growls. My eyes widened because its step is gotten bigger towards me. It will surely kill me, please, please, someone help me, please, Damon, help me. I closed my eyes intently, hopelessly praying for someone to come and help me. I opened my eyes and fear filled me more when the wolf is now inches apart from me. Its fangs are ready to eat me. Because of fear, panic, terror, and distress, a name suddenly slips my mouth. Damon! I screamed and it startled me when a tremendously black fur wolf suddenly jumped into the scene. Chapter 13. I can't believe what I see now. I could clearly see two wolves fighting in front of me. The black fur wolf attacked the brown fur wolf with so much strength and strangled his neck with its dangerous fangs. I feel like I'm in a nightmare. I can't believe all this is happening now. Two wolves are fighting with each other until death. And I don't know why I can't take the wolf with black fur out of my eyes. And in just an instant I saw how the black wolf killed the wolf that attacked me. I swallowed hard while watching the black wolf with blood stains on his fangs. My face froze when he turned to me. My hands were shaking. I feel like I'm going to run out of breath. The black wolf slowly approached me while I couldn't move from where I was sitting. I couldn't even scream in fear until the black wolf was completely close. His eyes stared at me long and hard. I felt something tickling my stomach. The one I always felt towards Damon. I stared into his eyes even more. And that's how terrified I was when I recognized the black wolf. Damon, I said before the surroundings went dark. I witnessed an unexpected event. I can't believe that the world I live in today is not random. I didn't think it would be that dangerous and I almost got killed because I wanted to run away. I woke up with the feeling of eyes watching me. I slowly got up and my face got cold when I saw Damon sitting in front of me on his chair with his eyes fixed on me. "How are you feeling?" he asked in a cold tone. I looked away. I remember a black fur wolf jumping into the scene to protect me. And eventually, I recognized it as Damon. I didn't think he was that big when he was a wolf. He was almost double the size of the rogue he had fought earlier. And he has bright and soft-looking black fur. I couldn't understand why something inside of me wanted to touch his wolf form. Fine, I answered nervously. I heard him stand up. My mind and heart in my chest only became more chaotic. Do you know what happened to you? There was darkness in his tone. I gritted my teeth. I did that because I wanna find my mother, Damon. I reasoned. Because I can't blame myself for all my mistakes. My pride can't take it. I felt him stop and approach the bed where I was sitting. I felt him sit down on the bed and his eyes lingered on me. At the expense of your life, he grittily asked. I bit my lower lip and looked down. My fist clenched on the blanket I am holding. A rogue almost ate you, Athena, and it was because of your stupidity. I can feel his intense anger toward me. I closed my eyes tightly because I knew it was a mistake, but didn't he think that it might all be his fault? If you just let me have my freedom, it won't happen, Damon. I snored at him. My tears flowed. This is not the life I want. I want my mother. I want my old life back. I don't want to be a queen. And I don't want to be your Luna. It's just as easy as that. Why can't you let me? Full of resentment I said. He stood up and turned his back on me. I took a deep breath because I had enough of too much of my strong emotions. This is your life now. Like it or not, you'll stay here, he said coldly before leaving me alone in that room. I can't stop crying and sobbing alone. I never thought it would be this painful to be denied what you want. I never thought I would hate Damon more, even though he saved me from that rogue. That's why, even though I was weak and also carrying strong emotions and anger for Damon, I tried to run away again. This time I'll make sure I can get through successfully. But just in the middle of the grand staircase, I saw Damon's figure looking at me darkly. I don't know if it's because of fear, but I can feel how fast and hard my heart is beating. Where are you going again, Athena? He asked, clenching his jaw, a sign that he's pissed. I want to leave. I hadn't finished what I was going to say, but I was surprised by what he suddenly did. He carried me on his shoulder like a sack of rice. Put me down, Damon! I shouted and slapped his back where my face was now facing. But he didn't listen. He seemed deaf to my complaints and screams. I also saw his servants watching us, but not one of them blocked Damon's path. I was nervous when I saw us enter a room. This is the room where he chained me after he kidnapped me. What are you doing, Damon? I screamed at him. But he never listens. He throws me inside the dark room. I could only feel hatred and fear. Get me out of here, Damon! I screamed. He walked close to me and lifted my chin to meet his cold brown eyes. No, you won't, Athena! He said darkly, and with his strength, I felt the cold chains locking my ankle. I tried to kick him and squirm out of his arms. No! Please, let me go, I gasped when he tightly gripped my jaw. Tears streamed down my eyes. You are chained to me, Athena. The day you were born is the day when your life became mine, only mine, Athena. I couldn't believe what he said. No. No. It can't be happening. I once told you that I'll chain you every rule you break. And this is one of them, he whispered. I tried to get away, but I couldn't because he had the key to the chain. I glared at him, but he doesn't look affected. Instead, he just looked at me coldly. You'll stay chained here until you understand that your life is destined for this world, he finally said before leaving me there. Chapter 14. I just cried while I was inside that dark room. I'm also quiet when Anna comes in to bring my food. I don't even touch my food. Luna, please you have to eat, Anna convinced me. But I don't mind being hungry. I also have no appetite for everything. Why can't I just die? I know Damon can't kill me because even though he's cruel to me, I'm important to him. But, I don't want to die yet. I still want to see Mommy. I still want to find her. I had been locked up and chained in that dark room for 2 days when Damon came in again. He knelt in front of me, but I didn't have the strength to argue with him anymore. You have to eat, he said. I saw him lift the spoon with the food in it. He brought it closer to my mouth, but I just grabbed it with my hand, so the food spread on the floor. I felt his intense restraint of patience. I can't give you freedom, Athena. He said matter of fact. I sighed. I know he can't give that to me. I looked at him and our eyes met. Then, please, let me see my mother, I begged. I saw him close his eyes tightly. It was as if he was holding back something. Finally, he sighed and nodded. Fine, but you can't approach her. I'll just tell you where she's living, he said. I quickly nodded to him. For a brief moment, I felt contentment in my heart. And, no plan of escaping, Athena? Promise me, he said carefully. I stared into his eyes. And without hesitation nodded to him. After that, Damon released me from the chain and took me back to his room. He was there the whole time while his servants were fixing me up. I can't stop staring at him and I can't stop admiring him either. Because no matter what angle he is still very handsome. When the people who fixed me were done, Damon and I were left in the room. We looked at each other in the mirror because he was behind me, and I was sitting in front of the mirror. Why did you want to see your mother so much? He asked curiously. I felt sad at his question. Because she has done so much to me and I want to make sure she's safe, I said. He just stared at me with a blank expression before leaving my back. Let's go now, he said. I stood up and followed him. I saw many of his men who would join us on our way. Stone will be temporarily left in the palace, and so will Anna. I frowned when I saw that I didn't have a horse at the entrance of the palace. Where will we ride? I asked in surprise. If only there was a car here or something, it would be easier for us. We don't need a ride, Athena. You are the only one who needs something, he said. I looked at Damon and stared as they gradually changed form. They all changed form. They are all wolves in front of my eyes. And I can see the difference between Damon and others. He looks bigger and stronger. Get behind me, my eyes widened when I heard Damon's voice in my mind. Am I going crazy? Why am I hearing Damon's voice in my head? How? I opened our mind link. It's because of our mate bond, Damon spoke again in my mind. My jaw just dropped when I found out. So, because of our mate bond, we can communicate using our minds. This is unbelievable. Damon's wolf-like body lowered so that I could land properly on his back. I was nervous when I got up and Damon slowly lifted his body up. Are you okay? Damon asked again in my mind. Yes, I answered him. Then, hold me tightly because I'm gonna be fast, he said again. I'm really amazed. He can talk in my mind. This is so crazy. I just closed my eyes when the cold and violent wind hit me as Damon's wolf form ran fast. I held his fur tightly and marveled at its softness. I don't know why my heart is filled with joy at what is happening. My anger for Damon bubbled over. I was even more amazed at the beautiful scenery I could see while Damon was running fast. And what's even more amazing is how fast and effortlessly he jumps over high rocks and broken roads. How can you do that? I asked in amazement. It's a matter of endurance, he answered in my mind. I couldn't stop smiling at what he said. My eyes were filled with the many sights I saw until Damon stopped running, and so did his men. This is where your mother lives, Damon said in my mind. Damon's body lowered so I could get off his back, and that's when I saw the small hut. I swallowed hard as I watched the small house. I would like to let him live in the palace, but it is against our law, Athena. Your mother broke a rule, and sparing her life is a huge privilege for her. So, I can't do anything but let her live here, Damon explained in my mind. Damon is right. I can't blame him for why mommy can't live with me in the palace. The world we live in is different. I should also thank Damon because he is the reason why my mother is still alive. Soon the familiar woman came out of the small house with a basket of clothes. She hung up the clothes while I watched her tearfully. I missed you, Mom, I whispered to myself while watching her. I can feel Damon staring at me, but my attention is more focused on my mother, who I want to hug even for a moment. I'm sure she missed you too, Damon said in my mind. I looked at him. His eyes are black in human form, but they turn gold whenever he transforms into wolf form. I slowly reached his face. I felt the softness of his fur in my palm. Even though I haven't been nice to him these past few days, and even though I hate him for locking me up in the palace, I'm still very grateful for what he did, because at least my mother is alive. Thank you, I whispered while feeling his soft fur. Chapter 15. I quickly looked away from him. At the same time, my heart was beating fast. I don't know what happened, but I felt my heart pounded so fast with his eyes. Do you want to leave now? He broke the silence between us. He's talking to me in my mind again. I looked again at Mommy, who was about to enter her small house. I guess this is enough. Now that I know she is safe and well, I can breathe easily. Yes, I agreed with Damon. I turned to him and saw him lower his back so I could reach him. I swallowed hard. I don't know what is happening to me, but even his small actions affect me. When I got on his back, Damon's men started running away, also in wolf form. I held tightly to Damon's soft fur as he started to run fast, and for the second time, I was amazed again. All my life I have only enjoyed nature from this moment. It's only now that I appreciate all these things. And I realized that God really created a wonderful world. There is no doubt about it. You enjoy this so much, hey? I was surprised when Damon suddenly spoke in my mind. I looked at him. His wolf form was focused in front of us as he ran fast. How did you know? I asked. Am I that transparent for him to feel how much I enjoy everything? I can read your thoughts when our mind link is open, he said, making my mouth drop. What? I was nervous about him earlier, does he know? I swallowed hard and felt embarrassed. You don't have to be shy about it. It's normal. We're mates, so, he said again in my mind. Is that really the case? Because we're mates, I can feel the nervousness and a lot more to him? Don't you think it's unfair? Love in your world is predetermined. Does it mean you can't love freely? I asked curiously. Wolves can reject their mates if they want to, as long as they won't perform marking yet, then it's okay to reject their mate, he explained. They can reject their mate? What mark, then? I asked. He was silent for a while. The violent and cold wind hit my face while he was still running fast. Mark means making love, Athena, he said. My lips parted at what he said. My cheeks warmed slightly. We still haven't made it so, he can still reject me. But why, don't he reject me instead, yet he still married me? It's because I don't have any time now. At my age, this is over age for having a mate, or partner, so I had no choice but to choose you, he said. I frowned slightly at what he said. It's like he was just forced to me? By the way, me as well. I was just forced on him. We're even now. It wasn't long before we arrived at the palace. I got off Damon's back while Anna quickly approached me. I'll leave now, said Damon. Why is he leaving? I swallowed hard and spoke. Where are you going? I wanna know where he's going. We went quite far. And I was the reason why he did that. So, I'll feel guilty if he feels tired now. You still haven't transformed to human, yet, I said hesitantly. He chuckled in my mind. I stared at him. I'm gonna leave or else you'll see me in front of you as I transformed back, he said. I blinked twice. He'll be if he transforms back? I swallowed hard and didn't speak. Alright. I'll go back to our room then, I said shyly. I didn't wait for him to speak and turned to leave. I felt like I was floating as I climbed to the second floor of the palace. I don't know why I feel this way. Even if I tried to go back to the events where he tied me in chains and locked me in that dark room, I still couldn't be angry with him. I feel so weird. Anna told me to change clothes for dinner later, so I took a quick shower so I could finish right away. When I finished, I immediately went straight to the walk-in closet to choose my clothes. It's surprising because the dress I chose is the one that Damon will definitely like. I stared at myself in the mirror for a long time. What am I doing? I asked myself. I took a deep breath. Is this just part of my plan, right? I just want to earn his trust, that's why I'm like this? Because I didn't want to think any deeper, I quickly opened the walk-in closet to get out of there, but what I didn't expect was the wide chest in front of me. I almost fell there if I hadn't grabbed the door jamb. I slowly raised my eyes and froze when I saw Damon. I quickly backed away and avoided looking at him. Why you here? I tried to fix my voice, but I couldn't. Let's go to the dining room together, he said and passed me to maybe change his clothes. His hair looks damp. Maybe he had taken a bath somewhere. I stared at him while he was staring at his clothes rack. After a while, he turned to me again. I immediately panicked, so I was about to leave, but he caught my wrist and closed the door of the walk-in closet. My eyes widened at what he did. What is he doing? Can you choose one for me? He said, pointing to his closet. He let go of me and I barely saw how he rose his lips. He looks amused or something. Is he doing this on purpose? I don't know how to choose clothes for men. I bit my lower lip and looked away. I feel so flushed. Then, practice with me, he insisted. I closed my eyes tightly and just nodded. I stared at his clothes and immediately my eyes stayed on a blue coat. I took it and just gave it to him. Try it. I'm going out, I said quickly and almost broke into a run just to get out of that small room. When I was alone in the walk-in closet earlier, I felt that it was too big for me, but when I was there with Damon, I felt that it got smaller for both of us. I walked back and forth while waiting for Damon to finish. I don't know why I'm so nervous. I just suddenly want to get eaten by the ground because of the strange emotions I feel. Is this really just because of our mate bond? I stopped when Damon came out of the walk-in closet. I stared at him. I knew he was handsome and masculine, but I never thought he could be more handsome. He looks so hot and handsome. The dress I chose was perfect for him. I suddenly feel so proud. I don't know why something seemed to possess my legs and it walked straight towards him. I can feel his deep stares at me and I suddenly feel burning. I stopped until we were inches apart. We both looked at each other. Do you really want to just stand there? I dare to ask him. He moved his head to the right and rose his lips a bit. Am I really doing this now? Shouldn't I back down? Do I have to run away? I feel so embarrassed that I was about to turn around to leave, but I was surprised when his arm quickly wrapped around my waist and pulled me towards his body. My eyes widened as my heart pounded so fast and hard against my chest. I swallowed hard when his eyes drifted down to my lips. I can feel the heat of his body because our only barriers are our thin clothing. I placed my arms against his chest when he crouched to reach my lips. I closed my eyes automatically and felt his warm kiss. Chapter 16. I've kissed men before. But I feel like all that was just a vague memory when I felt Damon's warm lips on mine. My grip on his dress tightened as he deepened our kisses. I almost forgot why we came to this event. The only thing I remember is that I can't resist my feelings anymore. The more I look at him, the more my feelings become intense. I felt his one hand on my neck pressing me closer to him. His small caresses on my skin made my body feel even hotter. If only I had known that he was this good to kiss, I would have kissed him when I first saw him. His tongue delved inside my mouth, and the fire in my body immediately ignited. We were halfway through the heat when we heard a knock on the door. That's when I came to my senses and quickly pushed him away. I couldn't look at him until Stone came inside. The dinner is ready, Alpha, Stone politely informed. I swallowed hard and left the room without a word. I couldn't wait for Damon. Anna was just behind Stone, so she quickly followed me. Are you okay, Luna? Anna asked, puzzled. I tried to furrow my brow. Oh, of course, I am okay. I don't know why my tone sounds defensive. Your face looks so red, Luna. Are you sick? She worriedly asked. I took a deep breath and turned to her as we walked down the hall to the dining area. I'm really okay, Anna. I smiled at her to assure her. She nodded. I sat where I usually sit. Only a minute passed when I felt Damon enter the dining room and sit in his chair as well. Calm down, Athena. Be casual. Act as if nothing happened. But how can I be comfortable if Damon's eyes are on me right away? Let's eat, he said slowly. After he said that, I ate quickly. I want to finish eating right away so I can go to the bedroom first and try to fall asleep, so he won't wake me up. That's a very brilliant idea, Athena. Why did I kiss him? Why did I let him kiss me? I used to tell him that physical contact is not allowed, but it turns out that I was the one who would break it. I can't believe I sent the gust of my emotions. And I don't know why I can't even stop myself. I'm done, I said quickly and was about to stand up, but I was stopped when Damon spoke. It's table etiquette to wait for the others to finish eating before you leave. He said. I blinked twice. Is it true that there are such rules? I avoided looking at him. But, I wanted to rest now. I don't feel good, I pretended. I could feel his eyes on me. It's like he wants to read my mind again. I should be thankful that he can only open our mind link when he is in wolf form. Alpha, Luna is right. I saw her face as red as a tomato earlier. She must be really feeling sick. Anna interjected. She should have kept quiet. Really, why did I hear a mocking tone from Damon when he said that? Yes, Alpha. Anna said. I closed my eyes tightly. Fine. Rest well, my Luna, Damon emphasized the word Luna. I didn't answer him and quickly left there. Anna instructs me to take a quick shower and dress comfortably to feel better. I don't really feel bad, but it looks like I need to look sick so that Anna won't ask too many questions. Even though I know that Damon doesn't seem to believe that I'm feeling bad. Anna stayed in the room for a few minutes before she said goodbye to leave. I, on the other hand, quickly lay down on the bed and tried to put myself to sleep. Athena, you have to sleep now. I don't want to be caught by Damon still awake. For sure he will tease me about what happened earlier. And I don't want that to happen. I closed my eyes, but a few minutes passed but I still didn't feel sleepy. But why is Damon out for so long? Stop thinking about him, Athena. Later, my eyes widened when I saw the doorknob move. I quickly closed my eyes and pretended to be asleep. I heard his heavy footsteps. I knew Damon came in right away because of his smell that spread throughout the room. His smell is addicting. He smells like fresh minty candy. I heard him open a door. It must be the walk-in closet. And then minutes later I heard the sound of the shower. I opened my eyes slightly and was relieved to see that he was gone. He was in the shower room. I stared at the ceiling of this large room. How can I sleep if I pay attention to his every move? I stared at the pillows I had placed in the middle of the bed so that we had a partition in the middle. And that's how nervous I was when I heard the shower room open. I quickly closed my eyes. I don't know what he did, but he must be changing into his night clothes. Only later did I feel him turn off the lights. But I feel like he left the night lamp open. I was nervous when I felt the other side of the bed move. A sign that he's already lying down on our bed. You really must be feeling sick, hey? I heard him. Don't worry, Athena. He still didn't know that you were just acting. But what surprised me more was to feel his approach to me. He is facing my back, but I can still feel his heat. I swallowed hard as my heart thumped so fast. I felt how he removed the pillows between us. I felt the heat of his body even more. I want you, he whispered, which sent shivers down my spine. Damn! 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 Why, I feel like I'm getting hot from what he said. I felt his warm lips on my cheek. I just felt more excitement in my body. What is this? Come on, I know you're awake. I can feel your fast heartbeat, Athena, he whispered again. I automatically opened my eyes and quickly got up to push him. Stop kissing me, Damon. I snored at him. Even if the two of us only have a night lamp, I know that he has a big smile on his face. Really? I know how much you like it, Athena, he huskily said, and my eyes automatically went wide when he reached my hand and pulled me towards him. Our bodies are so close. I can feel his breath tickling my nose. I can feel his iron-clad body on mine. Damon, I don't know what happened next. In just a moment I felt his lips on mine. Eagerly claiming my lips as his hands gently caressed my shoulders and pulled down my dress. Chapter 17. I don't know if I am possessed or what, but I can't admit to myself how much I love Damon's kisses. I was clinging to his clothes tightly while he was kissing me non-stop. I can feel his tongue playing inside my mouth and I like every bit of it. My mind wants to push him away, but my body can't. It's as if my body has a brain of its own because it follows Damon's warmth. I closed my eyes tightly and felt his kisses. I can feel his palm slightly rubbing my bare shoulder because he had just taken off my nighties. Damn, I've waited long to kiss you like this, Athena, he whispered huskily as his kisses traveled down to my neck. I looked up to feel his warm kisses. I gave him access willingly. I can't hold it in anymore. I know for myself that I just knew it was going to happen. If I was able to stop the kisses of the men I had become now with Damon, I couldn't. I can't stop it because my body wants him, too much. I couldn't stop moaning when he grabbed my left hand, which was still covered by the cloth I was wearing. I bit my lower lip as I felt him tense up. I know he was affected by me muttering that. That's why I was so surprised when he pushed me onto the bed and stripped me. He tears up my nighties along with my bra. I couldn't calm down anymore when he grabbed me with deep kisses. Every kiss he gives is very eager. His hand was already traveling down my waist down to my underwear, which was the only covering I had left. Damon, please, I moaned louder when I felt his finger touch my groin. There is something I want him to do. I want him to touch me more. You want more? He hummed in my ear, and it was turning me on. His tongue poked my ear, which made my feelings even hotter. I cannot take it anymore. I let myself touch her firm chest down to his stomach. I felt his muscles in their rightful places, and damn, feeling his warmth against my palm makes me want him more. Damon, I want you to touch me, I murmured in his ear. I heard him groaning, and seconds later I felt his finger rolling my panties down. I helped him take it down, and I just got stiff when I felt his finger in my center. My lips parted. I never felt so turned on before. Ah! I moaned as his finger rubbed my folds. I closed my eyes tightly, but he reached my lips and kissed me deeper. I don't know where to focus my attention. Is it his lips that conquer my senses, or his fingers that give intense heat to my body? I gasped when he inserted his finger inside me. There was pain, but I could feel the mixture of heat and intense desire. I want him to continue. I don't want him to stop. He stopped kissing me because he felt that I was losing focus there. Right now, I am more focused on his finger thrusting inside me. I felt his eyes watching me. It was embarrassing. While I am so turned on and pleasured by him, he was watching me like he was enjoying every bit of my reaction. Please, don't stare at me, I said with a mixture of grunts and embarrassment. I heard him chuckle a bit. I wanna watch your reaction while I finger you, babe, he said boldly. I should have been insulted by what he said, but instead, I got even hotter by what he said. Is there something wrong with me? I cursed him while I reached my climax. He continued to slide his finger in and out of me as he stared intently at my reactions. I'll gladly do it, babe, he whispered at the same time I reached the extreme. My moans filled the whole room as I released. I closed my eyes tightly because of the weakness I felt, but before long I felt something hard in my stomach. When I opened my eyes, I was surprised by Damon. He was so huge. His body is so huge and masculine. I'm just like a puppy in front of a lion. I'm gonna you now, Athena. I'll mark you senselessly, he whispered sensually. There was fire in my body. I don't know why I am affected by his rude words. But it's a different kind of feeling. Instead of being offended, he's turning me on. He grabbed my two arms and wrapped them around his neck. I stared into his eyes when I felt him enter me. I closed my eyes tightly. I feel weak. I feel like I have no energy left. I was sleepy too. Don't worry, it won't hurt any longer, and the moment after that happened, I passed out. Chapter 18. I feel the weight of my whole body. I couldn't move properly, especially with Damon's arm around my waist. I woke up early, or maybe I was just not used to it because I woke up with Damon still next to me. I think this is the first time I saw him sleeping next to me. I couldn't help but look at his face. It's funny because even when he's asleep he still looks stuck. His forehead was furrowed as if even in his dream he had an enemy. But even so, he is still very handsome. I am fantasizing about him. I closed my eyes tightly as I remembered everything that happened last night. I can't deny that I loved everything that happened last night. I also did not think that in one moment I would be given my all to him. I never thought it would come to the point, but I don't know why when it was Damon who kissed me, I couldn't stop anymore. I took a deep breath and decided to get out of bed. I don't think I can face him after everything that happened. I feel like I will be swallowed by shame. I don't know how to treat him after all. I tried to lift his arm, but it was too heavy. I'm sure he'll wake up quickly if I forcefully remove it from me. That's why I moved slightly to the end of the bed, but I didn't get far when I felt him quickly pulling me closer to his body. He's awake. Where do you think you're going? His voice was raspy. I'll take a shower, Damon. I said nervously and slightly pushed him away, but he was too strong, and I was even closer to him. I can feel the heat of his body. Good thing he's wearing boxers underneath and I'm wearing a shirt anyway. Then, let's shower. My eyes widened when he said that, but I couldn't react anymore when he quickly lifted me and carried me to the bathroom. What are you doing? I panicked. But he didn't answer. He opened the shower and placed me under it. Because he was taller than me, I looked up at him. Not because something happened to us, we can take a bath together. I snored at him. He raised an eyebrow. It's like he doesn't listen to anything I say. Don't you want this? I feel he even touched me, Damon. Stop. I don't know if I want to stop him from doing it or not. He smirked at my reaction. He stepped forward and made my back lean against the wall. He is also getting wet from the shower. I don't know, but I just get hotter by what I see. Damn. He looks so hot under the shower. It looks good on you, he whispered while staring at something on my left shoulder. I frowned at what he said. That's why I peeked at what he was looking at and frowned when I saw a black circular shape stamped on my skin. What's this? I turned to him hysterically. How did I get that? And what does that mean? He crouched a bit to level my eyes. The water rushed from his head to his shoulders. It's the same with me, but it's stronger with him because he's now the one under the shower. It's the Alpha King's mark, Athena. He said before he attacked me with his hungry kisses. I was stunned as I watched the small circle on my shoulder. It is not immediately noticeable because it is so small. I never thought I would have this after everything that happened. Damon said it's the Alpha King's mark. Does that mean I'm officially his property? Are you done changing, Luna? I heard Anna outside of the walk-in closet. I'm almost done, I said. I took a deep breath and looked at myself in the mirror. I'm wearing a long bohemian dress. I really meant to wear it to hide the circle mark that Damon put on me and also to hide the red marks from my neck to my shoulders. When I remember what Damon did in the shower room, I can't stop blushing. Damon has a lot of energy when it comes. I know these kinds of things, but he's my first experience. I didn't know he was that insatiable. That's why I can feel the pain in my body. I feel like I was hit by a big truck. I came out of the walk-in closet and was stunned to see Anna talking to Damon. Why is he here? He just said goodbye because he had something else to do. He said earlier that I should have breakfast first. Damon saw me. He said something to Anna before she left. Damon and I were left alone again. I thought you had something important to do, I asked and passed him. With every move I make I can feel the soreness in my body. Yeah, but I'm done. Let's eat breakfast, he said. He followed me to the dining room. The servants immediately bowed to show respect for our arrival. Damon also pulled out a chair for me. I didn't know any strange effect on Damon. Do you think he became a gentleman after what happened? I just shook my head. I cancelled this morning your session with Brittany. You'll have that later this afternoon, he said as the servants served our food. Damon's words made me frown. And why is that? And he actually even talked to Brittany, hey? You talked to Brittany. I chose to keep the tone casual even though I wanted to punch him in my mind. No. I ordered Stone to talk to her, he replied. I nodded and looked away, but his smirk didn't escape my eyes. He can see you, Athena. Pull yourself together. Then, why did you cancel it? I pretend I'm serious. I even got to sip on the juice prepared by the waitresses. You'll come with me at my meeting with the council and elders, he said. Council and elders? I know them. Brittany once explained to me what use they are in the palace. The council thinks of laws that will benefit the entire kingdom and will pass them to Damon for approval. The elders are focused on the culture and traditions of the pack. They are also said to have a strong relationship with the moon goddess. They are also advisors to the Alpha King. I stopped in my thoughts when I noticed Damon staring at me. I furrowed my brows at him, but he just smirked. He was staring at the hickeys on my neck. Chapter 19. Just like he said, he took me to the conference room where the private meetings between the Alpha King, Council, and Elders are held. As if in the world of people, they are the government. I don't even know why Damon included me here. That's why as we walked down the hall to the conference room I couldn't stop asking. What is your meeting usually all about? I ask. Just about the kingdom and its people, he answered briefly. Why are you taking me there? I have nothing to contribute to that, I said. It's because you are the Luna of this kingdom. The day will come when your work for the kingdom will be even greater, he explained. If so, like him, should I also be concerned about the kingdom? Should I also be smart in leadership? I've never been a leader. Even at school, I was one of the failing students. So, I don't know how Damon says it. The guards opened the big door and a huge room opened up to me. I couldn't help but blink twice because I couldn't believe that the room they were meeting in was this big. I was imagining a simple room in a library type of room, but I'd never expected it was this huge. Are you sure it's only a conference room? I asked Damon in amazement. I heard him chuckle a bit, so I turned to him. Well, he only laughed or smiled once, so that shouldn't be missed. What do you think? He asked, amused by me. I snorted. We finally went inside, and I was even more amazed to see that there were quite a few people inside as well. Someone announced our arrival, so everyone stood up. They all bowed in respect to our arrival. Damon led me to the altar where a large golden chair was placed. There are 2 chairs with a design like that on the altar, and for sure one of them is mine. Damon made me sit there, but he remained standing and facing forward. Good morning, everyone. I would like to inform you all that the Luna will accompany us today, Damon announced. My cheeks warmed when I felt all of them looking at me. Why would he have to say that? Because of that, each of them introduced themselves to me one by one. I was a little dizzy because of the number of them. I didn't even remember any of the names they said. That's why when it was over, I saw how happy Damon was in my situation. I wanted to punch him, but I remembered that we were actually inside the conference room. If I did that, I might even be chained in no time. After the introduction, Damon spoke about things about the kingdom of Agama. I heard there was a problem with the group of hunters because there was a widespread disease in their area. Damon quickly suggested medicines for the hunters. I'm just amazed by what he says. I didn't think his knowledge of anything was so extensive. I won't wonder why he is now the appointed Alpha King of this kingdom. They had many more discussions until it came to the matter of the upcoming death anniversary of the former Alpha King, Damon's brother. I noticed Damon's mood suddenly changed. The expression on his face became harder. Last time it was organized by your cousin, Alpha King. But until now he's still not here in the kingdom, so I wonder who can organize it, an elder spoke. Cousin? Damon has a cousin? I haven't seen him. And Damon doesn't mention him either. Just pick anyone, Damon said coldly. I looked at him. I know it's hard for Damon to talk about this because it's about his brother's death. Perhaps to this day, he is still searching for an answer to his brother's death. But everyone says it was an accident. But I know, to this day Damon still can't be quiet. We can't, Alpha. The one who'll organize it should be one of the royal family, appealed another elder. I stared at Damon. He seems to be in trouble. I know he will never volunteer to organize it. I can, I said slowly. They all looked at me. I also felt Damon turn to me. No, Athena, but I am also part of the royal family, right? I am your wife. You're Luna, actually, I cut off Damon's objection. She's right, Alpha, shut up, Greg, Damon cut off one of the council. I glared at Damon, but he didn't give up. I was just surprised when he stood up quickly and pulled me upright to get out of there. I heard Stone says goodbye to everyone. Damon! I called him as he pulled me somewhere. He opened a door and pulled me in there. He turned on the light and saw that we were inside a room. I never told you to be part of everything, Athena. I brought you there to just listen, he yelled at me. But, no one will organize it, Damon. It's your brother's death anniversary. I argued. I saw him clench his jaw. Why is he so angry at what I did? I just want to help. I saw that he was struggling to make a decision, so I had no choice but to volunteer. It's none of your business, Athena. Don't stick your nose to where it doesn't belong. I was silent at what he said. My lips trembled and I felt a sharp pain in my chest. My tears formed in the side of my eyes, but I'm trying so hard not to let them slide. Then, fine. I understand that your brother's death is a big deal to you, that's why you're acting like this. It's not just about my brother, Athena, so stop it, he said coldly. My lips parted and I remembered what Anna had said. Did you already know that Alpha Damon has a first love? She died years ago. She was with Alpha Devon. She died along with the former Alpha. My tears started to fall, and before he saw it, I ran away from him. I don't know why I'm hurting. I don't know why my heart feels like it's being torn apart. Why do you have to be so honest, Damon? It's obvious. He's affected because it wasn't just because of his brother, it's because he's still longing for someone. He's still longing for his first love. Chapter 20. I don't know why I'm crying right now. He's so annoying. I shouldn't be crying. What I'm crying for is not worth it, so I shouldn't be crying like this. But why can't I stop myself from getting hurt? Why am I here now in the bathroom crying alone? I don't even understand myself anymore. It seems like just the other day I was crying because I wanted to leave this place and be with my mommy, but now, I'm crying because of something so useless. I turned on the faucet even louder so no one could hear me crying inside. It's just sad to think that now that I want to help, now that I want to be a part of this place, Damon will interfere. Why? Is it bad that I organize his brother's death anniversary? Or the girl he first loved? I chuckled to myself. Is that really what I'm crying about or something else? Am I crying because I have confirmed that until now there is a woman that Damon loves? But I shouldn't care about that. But why am I hurting? My only role here is to act as his Luna and the queen of his kingdom, but why do I seem to want something else? This is so frustrating. Luna. I was stunned when I heard Anna outside the bathroom. I turned off the faucet to hear her clearly. Miss Brittany Fleury is now waiting for you in the library, Luna. Anna notified me. I sighed. I should stop crying. Let it be Damon. Next time I will never interfere with what he wants. He is right. It's none of my business. I'm only here because I have to fill his side. That's all I've got, and I shouldn't go any further. I'm coming, I said and adjusted myself in front of the mirror. I combed my hair using my fingers and put a little powder on my face. After finishing, I followed Anna to visit Brittany. When my session with Brittany started, I insisted on listening to her. She explained a lot to me. All of that is about my purpose and duty as Queen of the Kingdom and Mate of the Alpha. Being Luna of a large pack is a big responsibility. It requires absolute power and strength. As a Luna, you will be the main source of strength for the Alpha, so you have to be keen and intelligent in making decisions. You also have to support the Alpha no matter what, she explained. Am I the main source of strength of the Alpha? I doubt it. I may have a strong bond with Damon, but from what I can see in his eyes he has another woman as his source of strength, and it's not me. When I finished my session with Brittany, I immediately saw Anna waiting for me. I stared at her. Anna, can we go outside? I want to stroll around, I said. But the last time you went outside I promised I won't do it again. Please, Anna. I almost begged her. I just really don't want to go to Damon's room right now. I feel that anger will form in my chest again when I see him. I feel like I will cry again when I see him. Fine, but we'll make it fast, okay, she negotiated. I sighed and nodded. I wish we could spend longer, but maybe Anna won't let me if I say that. Somehow, I felt relaxed when Anna accompanied me to the small flower garden just behind the palace. We were still inside the high fence of the palace, but this cool and fresh air was enough to lighten my mood even a little. Who owns this garden? I asked Anna. The flowers are so beautiful. It has different colors, and it is obvious that the owner takes care of it carefully. Actually, your mother owns it. I was stunned by what Anna said. I suddenly remembered a memory where Mommy often bought flowers to take care of in our yard. Mom owns it. I couldn't believe what she said. When she was still living in the palace, Alpha Devon allowed her to plant flowers because it was a favorite of the former Luna Soledad, your mother. But now that your mother can no longer live here, I continued to take care of it, Anna said. I turned to her and smiled. Thank you so much for taking care of it, Anna, I said with full sincerity. Anna smiled widely. I owe a lot to your mother, Luna. If it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be in this palace. If it wasn't for her, I might have been sold to another pack and maybe something terrible happened to me, she said as her eyes glowed in delight. How did Mom help you? Can you tell me about it? I asked. I've known for a long time that Mommy has a big heart. So, it's no wonder that my mommy once became a Luna in this kingdom. Anna told me how she used to struggle. She was a peasant. Homeless and orphaned. But one day an old man became interested in her and wanted to buy her and bring her to his pack to make her a slave. But Mommy came. On that day, Alpha Devon and Luna Soledad returned to the city of the kingdom and helped Anna. And as a thank you, Anna volunteered to serve at the palace free of charge. She promised Mom to take care of everything. I also promised your mother that until from her daughter, I will serve her with all my heart, Anna said sweetly. I can't help feeling sorry for what happened to her. It turns out that Anna didn't go through an easy road before she got to this palace. But, I am not Alpha Devon's daughter. I am the daughter of my mommy's other man, I said sadly. As long as you're her daughter I will serve you no matter what, she assured me. I felt more comfortable with what she said and looked at the flowers planted there. My mother was also once a Luna of this kingdom. I wonder what she was like when she was a Luna? What could she have done to help Damon's brother? Do they both get along? Or, did they love each other? Soon Anna and I were ready to go back inside the palace, but I was surprised when I saw Damon's angry face as soon as I entered the grand hall of the palace. I also noticed the scattered guards around. There were also some in their wolf form as if an emergency had occurred. Where were you, Athena? I can feel his seething anger through his words. I didn't understand what happened, so I answered. In the garden stone, bring Anna to her cell. Damon's words widened my eyes. I froze when I saw how the guards arrested Anna. Anna was just silent. She didn't even flinch or break free from the grip of Damon's men. What are you doing? I almost shouted that in Damon's face. I don't know why he is suddenly like this. As far as I know, I should be the one who is angry here. I have only one rule to Anna, Athena. He came to me and held my arm tightly. It was to never let you go outside without my permission. And she broke it. She knows what she'll gonna face inside her cell. Chapter 21. Damon almost dragged me into our room as I struggled. I feel so guilty for Anna. I didn't know that Damon said something like that to her and yet she broke it for me. And I can't let Damon do anything bad to her. Let her go, Damon, and let me go. I screamed at the top of my lungs, but he acts like he was deaf. He's so cruel and cold. And I can't believe that he forbids me to even go out of the palace for a little while. What bullshit is that? I'm not an animal that comes out whenever it has to. He treats me like a prisoner. I can't believe it. Didn't I tell you that every rule you break there's a consequence? He said darkly. I felt a mixture of anger and hatred for him, but I couldn't understand the pain I felt inside my chest. And what consequence? You'll punish Anna, I said angrily. He locked the door of his room and almost threw me on the bed. I looked at him with disgust. Anna is innocent. I ask her to take me out, I said, trying to change his mind. But he was so cold. He's staring at me like a block of ice. From now on, you'll never leave this room then, just lock me up in your chains. That'll be better than Anna getting punishment. Do what you want to do with me. Starve me to death, I don't care, just let her out. I am so frustrated. I want to hurt him, but I'm sure I'll be the only one who gets hurt. I can't take it all anymore. It makes me want to run away again. You should have thought of that before asking her to take you out, Athena, he said coldly while loosening the tie he was wearing. I shook my head. Couldn't believe what he was saying. How can he be so cruel and mean? Is he really like this? Or is he still angry because of me interfering with the death anniversary of his brother and his first love? Is it really like that? Are my feelings really worthless to him? The night when something happened to us, I thought everything would change, but I was wrong. I almost forgot he has someone he loves. How can you do this to me? I couldn't stop sobbing in front of him. I think this is the first time in my entire life that I will cry in front of someone. This was the first time I showed my weakness. My weakness is my tears. Once I cry, it means, I am hurting, deeply. I saw him staring at me. I know it was embarrassing because it's never my thing. I never used to cry in front of someone. But I am hurting right now. I can't stop it from falling. What am I? A pet you want to keep inside your cage? You'll decide whenever you want me to go out? If you forgot Damon, I am a human, I am also hurting. I wiped the tears on my cheeks, but my tears won't stop me from falling. I avoided looking at him because it only hurts me more every time I see his eyes that don't care about me. If you don't want me to stick my nose into your business, then I will. If you don't want me to go out, then I will. Just let Anna go. I almost pleaded. I couldn't stop another sob that escaped my lips. I never thought we would get to this point. I never thought that a day would come when I would beg for a man. I feel so hopeless, tired, and hurt. But why is that? I still can't be mad at him. I think I'm going crazy to feel all these emotions. I feel like I'm going crazy. I feel like I can enter a mental hospital in this case. I just wanna go out because I want to breathe and think properly because these past few days, I feel like I cannot breathe properly anymore, I added while crying hard in front of him. These tears. Why can't they stop? But what I didn't expect was his big steps toward me and his quick pull to me for a warm hug. I was stunned by what he did. I felt all my tears fall away from what he did. I can feel the warmth of his chest on my face. My leg trembled and I felt very weak. What is he doing to me? He put his hand on the back of my head and pulled me inside his chest. I stopped crying and I didn't think that the pain I was feeling would suddenly go away, and that was just because of a hug. Damn, I'm sorry, he whispered softly against my ear. My lips parted as my heart pounded so fast. I swallowed hard as I felt his lips kiss the top of my head. What is happening? Wasn't he very angry earlier? What's happening now? He hugged me tightly. I couldn't return the hug because of the shock and speed of the events. I was just worried about you, he whispered again. It sent shivers down my spine. Something also tingled in my chest at what he said. Is he just worried? Did I hear right? I am afraid you'll run away again, now, he said that while staring into my eyes. I can't read his eyes, but one thing is for sure, he's staring at me softly, gently, and carefully. Am I hallucinating or something? Did I suddenly pass out earlier while I was crying and now I'm just dreaming? I swallowed hard as my knees trembled. I won't run away again, I said sweetly, and I don't know why, with so many promises I made to other people, I feel like this is the truest. He stared at me long and I just closed my eyes when he kissed me passionately on my lips. Chapter 22. Sometimes I thought I knew Damon, but sometimes I still don't really understand him. Just like today. It was as if he was very angry at what had just happened. It seems that just now he almost cursed me because I left without his permission. But now I can feel the softness and care in every caress of his palm on me. Every bit of my skin tingled at his touch. Every kiss of his lips in each corner of my body made me pant so much more. I don't even remember why we were fighting earlier. All I know now is that I am laying down on the bed panting under him. I was almost out of breath as his kisses descended further on my belly. The heat and need I feel are getting stronger. So, when he reached my center, I couldn't stop moaning loudly. I tugged at his hair when I felt his tongue playing there. Every flick of his tongue made my body arch in pure bliss and ecstasy. My breathing became heavy as I gradually felt my climax. Because of that, his tongue delved and moved even faster. I closed my eyes tightly as my climax finally plunged. My lips parted. It was so mind-blowing that I suddenly felt so weak. But I know Damon isn't done yet. I saw him rolling down his boxers. Oh! Damon! I moaned so loudly. His shaft was like steel inside me, but it made my skin heated with desire. He kissed my lips hungrily. I returned his kiss as he slowly moved on top of me. I snaked my arms around his nape while he pumped me harder and harder. He let go of my lips and a moan came out of him as he eagerly claimed me. My lips parted as I caught some air to breathe. Damon pressed his face to my shoulder blade and then kissed and bit. I felt a bit of pain, but the feeling was so intense that I almost forgot the pain. Our moans and whimpers are mixed around the air. I can hear the sound of the bed squeaking because of his hard push and pull. But knowing Damon, he won't stop right there. He lifted me up and made me sit on his lap while he lay down and leaned against the headboard of the bed. "Move, Athena," he breathlessly said. Starts moving on top of him. This feels so amazing. This isn't our first, but I feel like everything is still new to me. While I'm moving on top of him, he was playing and it added to the heat I am feeling. I didn't count on how many times I was in that position, but Damon is still hard and like steel. When we finished, I lay limply on the bed while Damon grabbed a tissue to clean me up. I didn't care what he was doing and just closed my eyes. He kissed me on my shoulder with my back facing back to him. My eyes are closed but my spirit is still wide awake. "Are you hungry?" "We still haven't eaten our dinner," he whispered and peeked at my face. I kept my eyes closed. I didn't speak. I do not know it all anymore. All my life this is the first time I become afraid of something. I didn't know it would hurt to hope like this. The way he touched me earlier felt so real, but how can I forget that he still loves someone else? "Don't pull that stunt again, Athena," he whispered again. Now, I can feel his deep stares on my face. I wanted to speak but he was ahead of me. "If you want to go outside, please inform me," he said. The way he said it as if he was afraid of what happened earlier. Why is he making me feel this way? Doesn't he know that by simply showing me kindness, I'm slowly falling for him? "Fine, you can organize my brother's death anniversary," he said with a sigh. I realized what he said. Is what I heard true? I turned to him. His eyes were staring deeply into me. I swallowed hard. "Is that true?" I asked in amazement. He slowly nodded. I couldn't stop being happy with what he said. Because I know this time the door to his heart is opening for me. Should I gamble? Thank you, Damon," I completely faced him and looked at him sincerely. He raised an eyebrow and pulled me closer to him as if the distance between the two of us was so far it wasn't. "Why is this a big deal to you anyway?" he asked curiously. I bit my lower lip. I saw his eyes follow my lips. "I just want to help you. This event is important to you, right?" I said while looking at him. His face changed. His face hardened as if a memory darkened his face. "Is there a problem? Is there something wrong?" I asked him. He took a deep breath. "I will never forget the day when my brother died, Athena," he said steelily. I feel like he's not telling me something. I feel that there is a great mystery behind the accident that caused Alpha Devon's death. "Do you think it wasn't an accident?" I asked hesitantly. I thought he would get angry again at my question, but he just kept staring at me. If he thinks that his brother's death was no accident, then the death of the woman he first loved was no accident either. Now, I am curious. I don't know Damon's first love yet. I can't even see her picture. Damon stroked my cheek. I closed my eyes to the warmth and softness of his touch on my skin. I feel like he's pulling me to sleep. My brother, don't die in just an accident. I know there's something more to it, he whispered. Chapter 23. Luna, are you okay? Anna asked me while my jaw dropped as I looked at the paper that listed the things I should do in the event we will do on Alpha Devon's death anniversary. I didn't think it could be so many. I had already prepared for this in the morning. Damon told me that Anna would give me my to-do lists. He said that Delta Robin will guide me in what will I do, so I shouldn't worry. I didn't know it was so many, Anna. I exclaimed while reading what I was going to do. I'm just reading this, but I feel dizzy. Is it really right that I presented to do this? No, Athena. There is no turning back. Don't worry, Luna. Delta Robin will guide you throughout the process, Anna calmed me down. I took a deep breath and stared at Anna. I suddenly remembered something. While Delta Robin isn't here in the library yet, I'll ask Anna about it first to ease my mind. Anna, I have a question, I said. He stared at me. It was as if he was immediately interested in the question. Ask away, Luna, she said. You said before that Damon's first love died along Alpha Devon. But it seems like this whole event will be just for Alpha Devon. I asked curiously. It's because that girl was just no one, Luna. Actually, she was just a housekeeper like me. I was a little surprised by what she said. It's not that I look down on housekeepers like Anna, I just didn't think Damon would fall for a woman like that. Then, did you see that girl? I asked. Of course, I didn't. It was a very long time ago. I think my mother is the same age as that girl if I am not mistaken, Anna said. I remembered that Damon and I's age has a really huge gap. That girl might have lived a long time. Then she might be the same age as Mommy. Then, do you know her name? I asked. I saw her staring at me for a long time. I avoided looking. I didn't want her to see that I was curious about that girl because I now have feelings for Damon. Even to myself I still can't accept that I might like Damon. Her name was Netitia, Anna finally said. Netitia. Her name sounds old. But I'm sure she's a beautiful woman. Knowing Damon, I know he won't fall with just anyone. I stopped asking when Delta Robin arrived. He taught me what I needed to do. I didn't think it would be such a long process that I had to go through to finish everything. The first was that I had to present a memo to announce to the entire kingdom the holding of Alpha Devon's death anniversary in the palace. I need to talk to the guards and servants of the entire palace for their cooperation. Then I also have to talk to the elders about the prayer they will do at the altar, and in the end, I have to prepare myself because I will give a little speech for that day. I just realized that all this is a big responsibility. Fortunately, Anna and Delta Robin are here to answer my questions and more. Because I was so busy, I just ordered to deliver my lunch to the library, so I was left alone in the library because Anna was getting my food and Delta Robin temporarily left to get a sample memo that would be my guide. My head hurt a bit. I thought the death anniversary was just a simple event, I didn't know it was all this complicated. I was writing my introduction for my memo when someone entered the library. I thought it was Anna, so I didn't react, but when I noticed the smell that enveloped the whole library I stiffened. I quickly looked up and was slightly surprised by Damon's presence in front of me. "Why are you here? Where's Anna?" I asked one question after another. He placed the tray of food in front of me. Why did he bring my lunch? And is it true? Alpha Daemon delivered my food? I ordered something to her. But she'll come here right away. Why? You don't want me here, he raised an eyebrow at me. I looked away and put aside what I was doing to start eating. I'll eat here. I didn't know I'll be this busy, I said and munched the fried chicken. Damn, I didn't know I was this hungry. That's why I don't want you to handle this, he inquired. I just continued eating. He sat across from me. I'm suddenly slightly conscious of eating my food. Have you eaten yet? I ask. Yet, he lazily replied. Aren't you busy? You have a lot of time to waste, hey. I pay attention to him. I want to rest a bit, he leaned his back against the chair and closed his eyes peacefully. The size of his room is bigger than here, so why would he rest here? You can't rest here. Better rest in your room. Just give me silence, Athena, he said tiredly before going back leaning on his chair. I stopped eating and stared at his face. I drank water before approaching him. He looks very peaceful as he sleeps. He was so beautiful to watch while sleeping. He is like a gentle sheep. That's why when I saw Anna enter the library, I signaled her to be careful and not to make any noise. Anna immediately followed and smiled when she saw Daemon. I asked Anna to leave the library for a moment because I wanted to ask something. Is there a problem with his meetings, Anna? I asked worriedly. This is the first time I saw that Daemon was very tired. Actually, I just heard earlier that someone volunteered as a witness for Alpha Devon's death, but someone slaughtered him before he could reach Alpha Daemon. What? I couldn't believe what I heard. If so, I was right that Daemon is still seeking answers to his brother's death. But this is what happens when he gets closer to the answer. Does that mean it's true that Alpha Devon was murdered? I ask for confirmation. Anna nodded slowly. So that's the reason why Alpha Daemon doesn't want to celebrate his brother's death anniversary, because he feels it's not appropriate until the mystery behind Alpha Devon's death is solved. That's why Daemon's mood suddenly changed when the topic of Alpha Devon's death anniversary was brought up. Unfortunately, everyone is opposed to Alpha Daemon investigating the death of Alpha Devon because the elders and councils feel that Alpha Devon's death is not being respected, Anna added. But if I were in Daemon's situation and I knew that my brother might have been killed, I wouldn't stop looking for the culprit, especially since not only one life was lost, but two. What's more painful is that those two people are important in Daemon's life. After Anna's talk, I went back inside and saw Daemon still fast asleep. Anna was left outside the library to watch over there. I approached Daemon and looked at his peaceful face. Now I understand why you become cold and emotionless. I know why you are struggling right now. I know why you are afraid for me too. To lose someone you love is not a joke. I couldn't stop myself but kissing him on his cheek. My eyes watered for him. It must be hard for you all this time, Daemon, right? I talked to him even though I knew he couldn't hear me. I stroked her jet black hair. But this time, you'll never lose me, I added. I saw him frown. I thought he would wake up, but I was wrong. He was dreaming about something, and that's how I stiffened when I heard who's the name he mentioned in the middle of his sleep. Naticia. Chapter 24. I told myself that everything is okay. It's natural that he still loves that girl even now, especially since they got separated tragically, but why can't I stop being hurt? Why, when I heard him say that name in his sleep, I couldn't stop my heart from aching. It's dark around here in our room, but I still can't sleep tonight, so I got up and went out to the balcony to get some air. Damon is already asleep, so maybe it's okay. It seems like just a month ago all I wanted was to escape this place. To get out of this strange place and be with my mommy is what I want, but now I feel that my requests are exceeding. My outlook on life has also changed. Do I even want to leave? Didn't I say to myself that I would just get Damon's trust and then run away with mommy? What's happening now? Why do I feel like I don't want to leave, and I want to have Damon's heart? I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm going crazy. I stared at the dark sky. The stars were hidden behind dark clouds, so the sky was not bright. It seems like my heart is also feeling dark. I looked at the moon. Brittany said in one of our sessions that the considered god of wolves is the moon goddess. She is powerful and mighty. She is also the one who appoints the mate of wolves. She can perfectly match each other. She's like a matchmaker. But, moon goddess, I am just a mere human. Why'd you have to partner me with a wolf like Damon? He loves someone else. I am his wife, his Luna, and the queen of his kingdom, but I am nothing compared to the girl he truly loves. That night ended with my mind full of many thoughts. That's why the next morning I was almost motionless and speechless. Every time Damon would talk to me, I couldn't help but speak sparingly in answering. Can you check if this is fine? I asked Delta Robin and handed him the finished draft of my memo. I saw him read it and finally smiled at me. It's well written, Luna. You can now rewrite it into a formal format, he said with enthusiasm. I smiled at what he said. I was a little relieved by his compliment. When can I have a meeting with the guards and servants, Delta Robin? I asked when I checked my to-do list. I saw there that I had to talk to the guards and servants to ask and see their readiness for the event. The schedule will be up to you, Luna. Or you can ask Alpha Damon about it, Delta Robin said. I was stunned by what he said. How can I ask, Damon? I can't even talk to him properly. It sucks. Can you ask the Alpha for me, Delta Robin? I almost begged him. He frowned. You're his Luna. It'll be easier for you to talk to him, Luna. He said. I snorted. I don't believe that it would be easier if I talked to Damon, but there was nothing I could do either. We share the same room and always eat together. I have no escape no matter what I do. I'm the only one who has an issue with him. Of course, he knows nothing about my feelings. And that's better than it is. I can't even show him or talk to him if ever he finds out about my feelings for him. It'll be embarrassing for sure. In the end, I couldn't do anything but approach Damon. It was a fine afternoon when I decided to talk to Damon. Stone said he was in his office. Can I talk to him inside his office? I asked Stone. Alpha doesn't usually accept anyone into his office at this hour, but I'll tell him you're here, explained Stone. I nodded and let him. He entered the office to maybe tell Damon that I was here. Stone came out with a big smile on his face. You can go inside, Luna, he opened the door for me. I entered without hesitation. Damon's dim lights-colored office appeared to me. Why is it dark in Damon's office? Does he really work like this? I just froze in my place when I heard the door lock behind me, and before I could turn around, I felt Damon embrace me from behind. Damon! I panicked a bit. I pushed him a bit, but he was holding me tightly. In the end, I just let him go. What is his trip now? I missed you, he whispered and then gave my neck soft kisses. It sent shivers down my spine. Heat immediately flows into my system. He needs to be stopped. I am not here for that, Damon, I'm here to ask you when I can be allowed to have a meeting with guards and servants, for I've missed you all day and you're giving me that reaction," he huskily said against my ear. I closed my eyes tightly. I struggled to suppress the sensation that was coursing through my system. "Fine, we'll talk later then. I'll leave for now," I quickly said and pushed him to let me leave. He pulled away from hugging me, but he blocked my path. "Damon, do we have a problem, Athena?" he asked, which made me stop. I swallowed hard. "None. I'm just not in the mood." "I'll leave now," I said a bit coldly and tried to get away, but he blocked my way again. I took a deep breath. "No. You'll not leave this room, not until you tell me our problem. And don't you ever deny that we don't have any problem going on, Athena. I'm not dumb. I know we have. You almost ignore me the whole day. I went to the library to talk to you, but Anna said you were busy. I let it pass. At lunch, I was talking to you and asking you several questions and you just gave me cold treatment. I am used to your snarling, not this," he chuckled without humor in the end. I gritted my teeth. It's funny how he can easily notice my moves, reactions, and a lot of things all about me, while I don't even know anything about him. "I'm not feeling well, liar," he accused. I glared at him. "I don't care if you don't believe me, Damon. I'll just rest instead of wasting time talking to you," I said disgustedly and was about to pass him, but he pushed my arm back to where I was standing. "What the Damon?" I whined at him. "What is it that makes you upset, Athena?" I was stunned by the tenderness of his voice. I swallowed hard and my heart pounded again. "Don't play with my feelings, Damon," I told him firmly, and I didn't think twice about leaving his office. I unlocked the door and stormed out. I felt a sharp pain in my heart. Maybe it would be better to leave this place. I'll make sure I still do my original plan before all this. One day I will be able to leave this place and get out of Damon's hands. Chapter 25. Damon didn't sleep in our room that night. So, I didn't have a good sleep wondering where he was. I didn't want to ask Stone because I knew that my questions for him would lead to Damon. That's why the next day when Anna came to take care of what I was going to wear, my mind almost floated because I couldn't sleep. "Are you feeling bad, Luna?" she asked worriedly. I immediately shook my head. "I may feel bad, but it's not because of illness or anything." Damon didn't sleep in our room. I remembered the conversation between the two of us in his office. Maybe he was angry with the way I treated him when we were in the office. But if he's angry, he'll surely chain me again, right? In the end, I got dressed in my clothes and left the room to eat breakfast. But Damon wasn't there either. I lost my appetite to eat. I do not know why. Maybe I've gotten too used to him eating with me, so now I'm looking for his presence. "Luna, the Alpha said you will have a scheduled meeting with the guards and servants after your breakfast," Stone said as he approached me. I looked at him for a long time. I wanted to ask where Damon was and what he was doing, but my mouth wouldn't open. In the end, I just looked away and continued to eat sluggishly. Then he allowed me to talk to the guards and servants. Our last conversation didn't go well, but he still gave me a schedule. That's why while I was checking the guards and servants and asking what they were going to do and preparing for the event that would happen on the day of Alpha Devon's death anniversary, I still couldn't stop thinking deeply about Damon. I was not in a mood when the meeting ended. My whole day went like that until my session with Brittany ended. When we had dinner, Damon was still not there, and until now I still haven't heard any news about him. That's why when Anna left the room to let me rest, I couldn't help but get up and walk around the room. I can't sleep like this. I need to know where Damon is now. Is he avoiding me? Is he angry? Or maybe, he has another girl with him? I am being ridiculous. So, to stop my thoughts, I put on a robe and left the room. Where are you going, Luna? Asked a guard in our room. Accompany me. We are going somewhere, I told him. Then, I should inform Anna about it, don't? We're the only ones leaving, I stopped him. He did nothing but follow me. Only a few people were awake in the whole palace, so it was easy for me and the guard I was with to get out. Where do you think Damon is now? I asked him as we walked out of the palace. Beta Stone is the only one who knows the whereabouts of the Alpha, Luna, the guard answered. I can't help but sigh. I told you so. The others don't know either. Where is Damon right now? What is he doing at this time, and he is still gone? We were in the middle of the vast palace grounds when we heard footsteps entering the palace gate. My eyes widened when I saw them in the form of wolves. Let's hide. I pulled the guard who was with me behind a tree. It's inevitable. They can smell us at this distance, he said. What? I can't believe what he said. They are in their wolf form. They could smell us at this distance, he said as a matter of fact. I took a deep breath and thought deeply but was stopped when I saw someone else enter the gate. I swallowed hard when I saw the familiar shape of that wolf. There is no mistaking it. It's Damon. He is the largest and most elegant among his companions. Another thing, his black fur is shining in the middle of the night. That's the Alpha, the guard whispered. Then at this distance, he can smell us. And he can even read my mind. What should we do to go back? I asked the guard. I saw that he was thinking deeply. I hope he can think of something, otherwise I might have Damon banish him somewhere. But I noticed the fear in his eyes while looking at my back. And I was even more confused when he headed up and quickly left. What are you doing here, my Luna? I froze in my place when I heard that voice. It's the fault of that skinny guard. I slowly faced him and noticed that he was in human form again and he was wearing a royal cape. He looks dashing in front of me. Even this time I couldn't help but praise and admire him. I'm just strolling around, I said, trying to think of the best solution for what I've done. I looked down to see him staring at me. It's like I'm melting in front of him, and at the same time, my heart is beating uncontrollably. Really? Should I believe you, my dear wife? He asked in a mocking tone. Of course, he knows I'm lying. I feel that he knows a lot about me. He knows whenever I am lying. And I don't know how he does that. It's so unfair. If you don't want to believe me, then don't. I don't care. I forced myself to be brave. I was about to leave when he caught my arm and made me face him again. My eyes widened when he leaned me against the trunk of the tree and locked me in his arms. He's towering over me, so he crouched to see my eyes. I looked away, but the distance between our faces is making me conscious. He's so close I can't almost breathe. Enough of your excuses, Athena. I know you're seeking for me, he said confidently. My lips parted and I stared into his eyes that almost read my soul as well. Why you re such a thick face? We went hunting, that's why I am not around the whole day. I'm sorry I didn't inform you about this. I was mad to you so. His lips rose for a smirk. Something tugged at my heart when I saw the reaction on his face. I am not asking did you miss me. I was stunned by his question. We stared at each other for a long time. Because of this I felt my heart pounding even more. Why is it so easy for him to make me feel this way? I don't know if this is normal, but I can't stop it. And even more, I can't stop my heart beating. I'd die if I did that. See? I am becoming insane. Answer me, Athena, he pleaded. I looked away. Don't confuse me, Damon, I said firmly. He brought his body closer to me. My entire body became more and more tense. What is it that confuses you, Athena? He asked desperately. I returned my eyes to him, and this time I had the courage. Because if I keep hiding everything inside of me, things won't turn out well. I can't keep quiet, and for the rest of my life, I will think badly of Damon. I am your Luna, but you have another woman in your heart, and there I saw how his face changed into darkness. Join our Facebook and WhatsApp group for more updates, link is given in description. Rest audiobook will be continued in next episode.